Since we have such beautiful weather today, I decided to do some upgrades to my sniper rifle. Just a quick recap. The basis of this rifle is the Savage 10 Tactical. Yes, Savage 10. Very old, from 1990s, but it has a solid barrel, a thick barrel, and it's still not shot out. I don't know how, but it's quite accurate. This rifle came in a very cheap, soft stock. It was not even plastic, it was kind of rubbery plastic. And apparently that made the accuracy way worse. Because what I did, I got the NDT ESS chassis, which is fully aluminum chassis. And just by mounting the action to the chassis, the accuracy improved by two-folds, I guess. Is it two-folds? Twice? The accuracy is much better now. The scope is the 24 power Vortex Viper that was actually repaired. And then I have the Rodale compensator mounted. It's clamped on the barrel because the barrel is not threaded. And what I will replace today is the Hogue pistol grip with something a bit more ergonomic. I will probably replace the plastic mag. I have the steel one and I want to test if it's any better. And these bipods. These are the UTG bipods, and they are actually a very interesting design where they mount sideways on the M-lock. And they're actually quite solid, especially for the price, but they do not offer any functionality besides just a normal bipod. They're good because they load the weight very low, but they don't really swing, tilt, and move with the rifle. So this is also one of the things that I will replace today, probably with one of the best bipods on the market today. The fuck? Oh. Wait, do I need instructions for this? So what's happening with the pistol grip? Well, previously I had installed a normal AR pistol grip, and this works fine for semi-automatic rifle use, where you actually want to grab the pistol grip like this to have a good grip. But on precision rifles, you rarely grip and shoot the rifle with this kind of grip. What I usually did was I would grip the gun like this and rested my thumb here and then press the trigger. Why do that? Well, first, it's more comfortable. And second thing is that when you press the trigger, when you pull it like this in this configuration, you're pulling it directly towards you and you're not moving the gun. But if you have this kind of grip and you're pressing the trigger, you can actually move the gun a bit sideways. For me, it's just personal preference. So what this MDT grip does, it actually lets you adjust the angle a bit, but also the distance of the grip from the trigger. And if I use this technique, so the thumb resting here and pressing the trigger, this added distance helps me get a proper position of my finger on the trigger. You can still use it as a normal pistol grip, but I don't know, it just feels wrong. It could be done, but I would prefer to shoot just like this. The plastic mags are actually quite okay. They feed reliably, but sometimes when they are completely full, they do deform a bit because, of course, they're plastic, and sometimes they stick a bit. Ta-da! I wanted to try the steel mags. These are also compatible with 6.5 Creedmoor, and hint, hint, that's something that's probably waiting this rifle in the future. Works fine. These bipods are overbuilt. They are very tough, and I can confidently lean on the rifle, which has 8 kilos, and my 90 kilos, without fearing that they will bend or break. Now, why they are so good is because they are adjustable in all different ways, from just normal adjustments to the cant, the angle, the swivel, side-by-side movement. Actually, they can move like 360. They can pretty much do anything you need. And they are made in a way that they are quickly to deploy. So if I need them, I can deploy them quickly, and then with the press of a button, put them back into place. I feel like these bipods were designed by a shooter because all of the buttons and all of the functional parts are exactly where I would put them. They're intuitive. This knob for adjusting or locking the side-by-side tilt of the bipod is a perfect representation of how overbuilt and how thought out it is. So it's a normal knob that you can turn with your hand normally, and it sets the amount of tension you need for tilt. But if you tension it a bit more, it will lock the bipod in position very securely. Now, of course, if you're under adrenaline, if you do this too hard, or if you want to really secure them, you're in the field, you can use an empty shell casing or a bullet to insert it in one of the holes and use it as a leverage to free it or lock it in. Additionally, it has these flat cuts over here, so you can use even something like a back of a knife or, I don't know, something else that you find on the field to use instead of the bullet. Oh, and even at the bottom of the bipods, these spiky legs, they're replaceable, so you can, I don't know, get the rubber ones or whatever you prefer. My point is that these bipods are amazing. Now I just have to find a good use for them and maybe actually do PRS or something. We always get a lot of comments on what's this. This is a Mirage band, and you can hook it up here on one of the scope rings and in front on the muzzle device. This thing is very simple. It's just a matte black elastic strap, and it does two things. First one is it prevents glare from the sun to my optic, and the second one, it kind of prevents the hot air from the barrel when it starts to heat up to be rising directly in front of the optic. So that's the Mirage. That can be bad enough that you can actually miss on a target, especially if you're shooting on longer ranges or very small precise targets. And no, this does not affect the accuracy of the rifle. It does not change the point of impact, and this barrel is free-floated. Even if you put this elastic strap on, it's still considered free-floated. It makes no difference at all, at least in my testing. So my cameraman informed me about the rule that if I show a gun on video, I also have to shoot it. We're at the indoor range at 30 meters. But sure, let's test it. Very powerful and very precise ammunition, suited for these long ranges of 30 meters and more. I'm super pleased with the upgrades. The pistol grip definitely needs a bit to get used to, and if you use it as a normal pistol grip, for example for hip firing or 360 no scope, it's not as good as the previous one, but for actual precision shooting in this configuration, which I will probably use it the most, it definitely is a big improvement. I like the feeling of it, and I like the ideal position of my finger on the trigger. The magazine is great, feels reliable, but the biggest improvement over the plastic one is that even when it's fully loaded, you can still drop it free from the gun. Plan for the next video? Let's replace this old scope and get some ARCA rails. Also, do you have any suggestions? Let me know in the comments below. Bye!